Daily Bread today. Good morning, guys. Worship First by Sheridan Voice. They began to offer burnt offerings to the Lord through the foundation of the Lord's temple had not been laid. Although the foundation have not been laid, but they began to give burnt offerings to the Lord. So they were really, when you're so full of the Spirit, you just want to, and Jesus and God inside, you just want to run up to God and say, hey, you just run up to him like a little kid. So I never planned to start a nonprofit organization about friendship. And when I felt called to do so, I had so many questions. How would the charity be financed, and who should help me build it? My greatest help on these matters ended up coming not from a business book, but a biblical one. The book of Ezra is essential reading for anyone called by God to build something. Recounting how the Jews rebuilt Jerusalem after the exile, it showed how God provided funds through public donations and government grants. And how both volunteers and contractors did the work. It shows the importance of preparation time, with rebuilding not beginning until the second year of the Jews' return. It shows how opposition may come, but one thing in the story particularly stood out to me. A whole year before any building began, the Jews erected the altar. People worshipped through the foundation of the Lord's temple had not been yet laid. Worship came first. Is God calling you to start something new? Is God calling you to start something new? For me, yes. I'm going to start again on my podcast that I left. Immortal Self. Ezra's principle is poignant whether you're starting a charity, a Bible study, a creative project, or some new task at work. Even a God-given project can take our attention away from Him. So let's focus on God first. Before we work, we worship. Why do you think the Jews built the altar first? Because that's the first thing to do. When you have the Spirit of God in you, you want to worship so fast. How could worship fit into your workflow today? Heavenly Father, I worship you as the Lord of all, including the task you've given me to do today. Ooh, that's nice. The book of Ezra is one of the most post-exilic books in the Old Testament, whatever that means. Meaning it recounts events following the exile of Judah to Babylon. After 70 years in captivity, when the people were allowed to return to the land of their forefathers, they found Jerusalem a mere shadow of its former glory. With both the impact of Babylon's attack and the 7 decades of neglect having taken its toll, the city needed to be rebuilt. However, the people also needed to be rebuilt in their relationship with God as His covenant people, described as a teacher of the law. Ezra established the law of Moses and called the people to worship their God their ancestors had forsaken, which had prompted the exile in the first place. Ezra was also of the priestly line, descendant from Seraiah, the last chief priest to serve in Solomon's temple. Before we work, we worship. Nice.